Welcome to The Explainer. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're not exactly the same person in every situation? I mean, the you who talks to your family is probably a little different from the you who's out with your friends, right? Well, today we're diving into this really fascinating idea that we all have a bunch of different personalities, and maybe, just maybe, every single one of them is the real you. Think about it. With your boss, you're probably a little more formal, you choose your words carefully, you're pretty reserved. But with your best friend? Oh, that's a whole different story. You got inside jokes, you can be totally goofy, you have a kind of shorthand that would make zero sense in a board meeting. And this isn't about being fake or two-faced. Not at all. It's actually a huge part of how we all get by in our social world. And to really see how this works in real time, we're going to follow this one guy through his day. It's a perfect example of how we sort of shift our personas, depending on the scene we're in and who else is on stage with us.
Okay, so first up, the office. At work, this guy is the definition of authority. He is the strict manager. Nobody messes with him. We're told his employees basically do mental gymnastics before they even think about talking to him. What he says goes. End of story. He's all business, kind of scary, and he commands this fearful kind of respect.
But then, the moment he walks through his front door, it's like a switch flips. A total 180. That serious manager, he's just gone. And in his place is this super loving, doting dad who's laughing and rolling around on the floor, letting his little kid ride on his back like he's a horse. All that sternness from the office is replaced with pure, unadulterated joy. And just when you think you've got him figured out, his wife shows up and poof, another change. The whole dynamic shifts again. He's not the boss anymore, and he's not the playful dad. Now, with his wife, he's the employee. He's suddenly this helpless guy who can't even be trusted to buy the right cucumbers for a salad. All that authority he had at work, it has completely vanished. And you think, okay, that's it, right? But no. The phone rings. It's an old buddy from way back. And bam, he transforms again. Instantly, he's back to being this younger, more reckless version of himself. His voice changes. It's full of teasing and old inside jokes and just this wild energy that he and his friend used to share. So just pause for a second and think about that contrast. The unapproachable, feared manager and the laughing dad who's pretending to be a horse. How can one guy be both of those people? It's the same body, the same brain, which leads us right to the central puzzle of who we really are. So yeah, that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? After seeing this man wear so many different hats, play so many different parts, which one is the real him? The authentic one underneath all the layers. So who is he? The manager? The dad? The husband? The friend from long ago? Is our true self only who we are when nobody else is looking? Well, what if that's the wrong question entirely? What if the answer is something way more radical? What if they are all the real him? This is where we kind of need to flip the script in our heads. See, instead of looking at all these different faces and thinking it's a flaw or that it's fake, what if this incredible adaptability is actually a really sophisticated and totally necessary social skill? I mean, think about it the other way. The argument here is that being unable to adopt your personality is the real problem. Can you imagine talking to your 5-year-old child with the same tone you use with your CEO? It would be bizarre. It just wouldn't work. You'd probably come off as socially awkward or, like this quote says, just plain naive. And here's the absolute key. We're talking about something called social personas. Each one is a totally authentic version of you, but it's a version that's designed for a specific situation. The manager you is real and it works at work. The doting father you is real and it works at home. They aren't fakes, they're just different functional realities that depend on the context. This ability is a massive strength. It's what gives us social adaptability. It's what makes us effective in different contexts. It's how we build all kinds of different meaningful relationships with different people. It's basically the #1 tool we have for navigating the incredibly complex social worlds we live in. So, after all that, what's the one big thing you should really walk away with? What's the main takeaway? It's this. Having this kind of diversity inside yourself isn't something to be weirded out by. It is completely normal. In fact, it's more than normal. It's incredibly useful. It's a reflection of the beautiful variety that makes life and people so fascinating. Now, we have to make one thing crystal clear. This is really important. What we're talking about here is the normal, healthy social adaptation that pretty much every single person does every day. This is a completely different thing from diagnosable personality disorders or other clinical conditions. Those are serious, and they are not what this is about. So here's a final thought to leave you with. Maybe we should stop asking which version of me is the real me and start asking a better question. What do all my different faces, the professional, the child, the partner, the friend, what do they reveal about the rich, complex, and wonderful roles I get to play in my life?